Look at this guy. Hey everybody, my name is Wallace. I'm a flippin' celebrity rock star, superhero, vampire dude. It's early in the morning. It's like, I don't know, 7 o'clock. I'm doing my alcohol classes online. As you can tell, I'm very, don't give a shit because it's just mandatory, but I've done them a cajillion times. Cajillion, which is a fictitious word for a billion, a cajillion billion times. And I'm not, uh, I'm not thinking about drinking. I don't want to drink alcohol. Today's supposed to be my last day of probation, and later on today I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go downtown and do my last stuff, hopefully, and it goes smoothly, and I don't have to stress out. I will stress out though. It's one part being a method actor, but also I think it's good for me. It's how I stay sober. Take it seriously. When I say seriously, I mean allow myself to feel like shit, so that I remember. It's just good for my body. Training my body. It's just a thing I do. So it makes my life. I've learned that like by letting my body express emotion, that I could take it seriously. Because it is serious, real serious. But in this video, I wanted to. Man, I look tired. I did not sleep like worth a damn. That's okay. Want to talk about emotional closeness. I'm just continuing my therapy journey regarding relationships and emotional closeness. I just want to say that I'm going to do some creative storytelling, and I don't know, just my thoughts. I want to talk about two things in particular. Uh, I'm a pretty funny guy, right? Like, I use comedy to sometimes talk about things because it makes it less, intense. But I'm kind of a silly dude. At the same time, it's like I'm a silly dude, but I'm pretty rock solid about my of certain things. It's like I know it's one of those when I talk about my emotions. I know it's one of those things that people like to. I'm gonna go ahead and curse a little bit. Sorry, you guys. It's early in the morning, but talk about my emotions. But it's one of those things that people like to fuck with. It's like I don't blame anybody. I mean, I think it's funny. And I'm like, you know, it's just something that people do. People fuck with people's emotions all the time. People who are friendly. It's just maybe my friend, people who I consider friendly are mean. But let's be honest here. We're a bunch of rascals. we're nice, but we're mean too, right? That's how people are, and especially people on bad days, they're just mean. And last time I want to talk about the second topic is I guess there's three things I want to talk about. I want to talk about my mother. Well, I don't want to talk about my mother when it regards relationships. Well, the thing is that I think it's definitely connected. It's a psychological thing. I hated my mother. Part of me wants to be like all manly and be like, just, just walked away. The thing is, though, that's exactly what happened. I just walked away. Talking about comedy and being funny. I just put on my top hat, got my cane. I don't have a cane, but if I did, I'd be twirling it. I said, Mom, I ain't never gonna have feelings. And you have no control over me since I have no feelings. And I just walked away. Got on my bicycle and rode away into the sunset. Here's the thing, though. I do have feelings at times, and I get all. I like. I mean, I'm a pretty romantic, artsy guy. Art, poetic, whatever. But like, my feelings are all protected, and super manly and all kinds of sophisticated. But my feelings are better than everybody else. All these other guys' feelings, and here's why. I'm joking. I feel like if I had to describe my feelings, and remember, I'm a flippin' vampire, right? I feel like my feelings are like, and I'm talking metaphorically. I'm not talking literally. I'm talking, creatively, creative speaking. My feelings, if I had to describe them, it'd be like they would be really like hardcore metal, like really really badass. For some reason, they'd be like kind of gruesome. It'd be like they'd have rags and it'd be like covering the like blood soaked rags on my feelings, but not in like too weird a way, but like wow, it's really badass. Really badass. I don't know. I'm intimidated. See that man's feelings. I'm intimidated by that man's feelings. So I look at it. I look at that man's feelings, and metaphorically, I get a sense of his feelings, and I'm uh, I'm intimidated. I look at it, and it's like like I have to curl up my face like I am right now, just to really look at it. Like I had to brace myself. Look at that! Look at that vampire's feelings. I don't know if I was ready for that. I don't know if I was ready to look at that. Look at that guy's feelings, because I don't think I'm ever gonna be the same. But for reals, if I had the feelings I'm talking about aren't really like emotion. They're like just some like really hardcore, some real hardcore shit. Uh, Metaphorical feelings that I have. But I don't know. I like to I like to bottle just Like, in talking about those feelings, or whatever, imagine they're like locked away in a box. The box is like old. There's like dust and like cobwebs and stuff like that. Spiders. I don't know why I don't like spiders, but they're there. Spiders in this metaphorical creative storytelling are like, I wouldn't go to that box. I just have built a life around those boxes because they've been kept secure, and I want to make sure that my web that I have here, that put it right next to this magical being's box of emotions that I know that no predators or whatever are going to be stupid enough to come by this magical box of vampire feelings. Nah. This little metaphorical, these spiders or whatever, like, nah, we don't need to know what's in there. We don't need to know what's in there. We got a sense. We got a little bit of a magical sense, and our magical sense is you know there's a lot going on in that box of emotions that he's got locked away in there. And there's a lot. Talking some heavy duty magical shit, badass magical shit. So, anyways, my emotions, my feelings, my feelings tied to like relationship wise feelings. And do I like having those feelings touched? Do I like having my feelings touched by females that I like, by ladies that I'm close to? The answer to that is no, no, not at all. I'm gonna keep that box that, and the box has like I'm too lazy, even metaphorically, even in this creative storytelling with this. I'm too lazy to write out. I think it's nonsense to begin with. I think everything I'm saying right now is nonsense, by the way. Um, I'm just being mean to myself. But like, I'm being cruel to myself, should I say? And I realize that. I realize that now. If there's a label on it, this is something. It'd probably have like some kind of saying or whatever, like, here lies Wally's relationship feelings, or something, something to that extent, something poetic and dark, talk a reference to something, something about Dracula, it's probably like some music playing in the background for some reason. Here's some scary music, creepy music, and wind blowing. And it's for some reason these spiders are like they picked this location also because the way that it's in like a creepy old wooden house, this like desolate landscape outside that no one really, the spiders don't really like. We don't talk about this outside. We're just in here doing our thing, getting our food, making our webs, and here's this box of all these vampire emotions, his feelings. It says Dracula on the box. You know, the spiders can read, apparently. These spiders, they they just know they're magical spiders. This box is so magical that the spiders have gained intelligence. And it's just like, Do I like to have, so back to, I'll say, do I like to have my feelings touched? Those those those. No, no, I don't. What is my reaction to someone trying to open up that box and pull out my feelings and wave them around like, look at all these flipping feelings. I bet he hates this right now. I bet he hates having his little feelings. I bet he hates this right now more than anything. And they're just somewhere lost in time and space. Just somewhere. It could be anywhere. This is metaphorical. This is creative storytelling, imaginary. I could just be just somewhere sitting, rubbing my beard like this, with a painful look on my face. Just I know that someone's messing with my feelings right now, and you know when the vampire inside of me really don't like something, I'm like, man, whoever's messing with my feelings locked away in that box, that's a really bad idea because I in any kind of nice mood right now. I'm whoever's I can sense that somebody has opened up this magical box, pulled out my feelings, and they're with my feelings, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, whoever is whoever has trespassed in my box of feelings and have gotten past the spiders and whoever has done this. I am reminded of my mother and her messing with my feelings, and I remember what I did walking away, never to return. Never to return. I abandoned the person who gave me life for her dangling and messing with my feelings. Should I say that the vampire inside of me, which is, I know, I realize I'm placing the blame, but no, I want the credit. I'm okay. It hurts, but I'm okay with saying no. I did that. I said enough of this shit. I will not tolerate this bullshit. These are my feelings. But it's me and the vampire inside of me. You know we're together, and we were both in agreement. I would like to think so. It wasn't just my excuse me. I like to think that it wasn't just the vampire forcing me out of a bad situation. As dramatic as I'm being right now, talking in a gravelly voice because I'm starting to get upset and angry. It's starting to get real mean over here. But no, I am starting to get real mean. Uh, You ever see those guys? And this is something I'll do when I get really upset. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Are you what you got in your hand over there, huh? And, like the person just like what? Look, so what, Wally? Look what I got in my hand. I got your feelings. Got your feelings. I'm already on to the next thing. Got your feelings in my hand, and about to I'm about to metaphorically put them in a this this I'm gonna like their thread. I'm gonna thread them into I've already started making a blanket with your feelings in them. So don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I said, oh, so you got my you're just holding my feelings. You're just going like this with them. You just opened up that magical box. And you traveled to that secret place, that hellish landscape. The spiders are all upset. The webs are messed up. The spiders I cared about, metaphorically, not figuratively, imaginary spiders, and you just, without asking, because I would have said no. You went in there, you got the feelings. They're wrapped in blood-soaked bandages. You got them in your hand. You went like this. You went like this. With my I'll go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't like saying it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My delicate little feelings, delicate as a broken leg would be. You got a broken leg. It's delicate. It's been broken. It's injured. It ain't supposed to be going like this, right? You got my feelings in your hand, and you've already been past that. Okay, so you must have already done that, and you're already on to the next thing, and you're knitting them into your blanket, into this blanket that's going to be the floor mat. I'm being mean right now, but you're doing something. You've got a plan. You already you just your instincts are just you're just already going. And I'm over here so upset. You ever like this is something I'll do. Like sometimes you ever get so upset, your brain just kind of like stops. It's like whoa, 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 and like your brain is thinking about like the immediate, like right now. Like I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about other things. So my brain's like cannot comprehend that this imaginary person, this imaginary situations, this everything. I'm so angry, right? I'm like my feelings. It's like I can't comprehend. Like I cannot comprehend what you're doing with my feelings right now. But I know you're basically you're doing this thing that involves sewing them into a blanket, and I I think this like I'm talking like I'm talking like this, and you can tell I'm upset right now. But I feel like this is how like I don't want to say this. I don't want to admit this, but I feel like this is how it's going to be, and this is how it has to be. Like I'm gonna be so upset. I'm not gonna do anything because I know that this is something that I should do, right? And this is all right. I at least should try to do, even though like the vampire inside of me is like, you're an idiot, but you're okay. You're like you're being way, 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 way over dramatic, you know. But like, am I? Am I being over dramatic? Am I? Am I just showing emotional pain? Am I? Am I creatively talking around a subject that I am very, very sensitive about? Am I getting upset? Am I getting angry? Yes. Am I getting upset and angry over trauma from the past? Possibly. Me bringing up my mother is not that big a deal for me. It really isn't. You know, am I vengeful? Am I vengeful for when I was younger, when other people were going like this with my feelings? I'll admit, maybe slightly. What does that vengeance mean to me? Well, I mean, am I gonna do anything about it? No, I'm gonna put my feelings in a box. Already said what I've done. Put my feelings in a magical box. As stupid as that sounds, labeled it Dracula. Put a poetic, dark phrase. There's scary music. There's spiders. This might as well be freaking Harry Potter. We're in Harry Potter world now. Imaginary speaking about my feelings. I'm gonna go ahead and in this situation, I'm gonna do a Voldemort. I'm gonna make it one of my. They call them Horcruxes. It's not a bad word. It's a Horcrux. And I put my soul because it is my feelings part of my soul. I know I'm being overly dramatic. I'm upset. But my Horcrux is these feelings wrapped in blood-soaked bandages in a box in this creepy wooden house with the wind blowing and the hellish landscape outside. Anyways, I'm good. I'm good. The, Suddenly the numbness just hit. But yeah, I think just like talking about through in this therapy setting, like I realize that part of me just wants to have control. It's like no, these are mine. Go, no, these are mine. And I know like the other person who's interested in me. I'm being defensive right now. I'm being defensive and I'm being cruel. But here's the thing. These are my these are mine. These are my feelings. It's like you don't understand. I'm being ridiculous. I'm being childish. I'm being, these are freaking flipping my feelings. And then, I want to go off. I want to go off talking about like how, yada yada yada, my ego, yada 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 yada. I don't even want to do that. Don't feel that. But part of me wants to say, screw it, screw it. Just go ahead. You already got them. You already got the thread going. You're doing something. This is you got my feelings out of the box. You ran around the corner because I'd be upset. And you said you're just doing your thing. Just do it. Whatever you're doing, just just go ahead. Because you seem to know exactly what you want to do with my feelings right now. Just do it. There's that feeling. It's just like whatever. It don't mean nothing, right? 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 You don't really, right? All this work and all this, the desire for control from my own feelings, it's like it's a bunch of bullshit, right? I realize that. It's just like I'm full of shit. just a bunch of bullshit, man. Like what the hell am I doing with my feelings, right? I've got them in a box in an imaginary bullshit place, right? It's like I feel like my grandfather, this is exactly how I'm not okay, maybe not exactly like how my grandfather would say something, but like I imagine my grandfather, he's got like this something he really likes, he's got all this like, oh, you want my thing? You want this? Oh no, no. You see this is a special thing. And then get all defensive and I'm like, well, I really want that thing. He's like, oh, I mean, if you're gonna do something with it, yeah, it's just sitting here. I don't know. All right, you get it. Go ahead, that thing. Yeah, you're a pretty good guy. Here's the thing. Go, just, just go ahead. I feel like that's what I'm doing right now with my feelings. Go ahead. I wasn't doing nothing with them, right? I'm over here just protecting them and claiming them like some control freak, right? I'm like, oh, nah, they're just feelings. Yeah, it's not. I'm still the Man of Steel over here. I'm still Superman. Go ahead. They were just sitting in a box, anyways. But anyways, that's progress. That's therapy right there, right there. I'm gonna go back. My class is almost over, as you can tell. I've been not giving a shit. It's just one of those like people talking about drinking. I'm tired. I just wore myself out. Got a headache. Anyways, progress. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.